What's up, everyone? Welcome into Instant Replay presented by Cheez-It, coming at you from the AT&T MLS studio. We're going over all the controversial calls from Week 24 in Major League Soccer. Let's do it. We start with the 6-point game between the LA Galaxy and the Seattle Sounders. In the 6th minute, Daniel Steers brings down Raul Ruidiaz. Dog so, red so? You bet so. No questions there. Robert Sabiga shows the red straight away. Galaxy down a man with 85 minutes to play. 10th minute now, 0-0. PK awarded to the Galaxy after Jonathan Dos Santos is tripped in the box. No doubt a foul. But did Dos Santos control the ball with his hand first? Sabiga heads to the screen to double check and says, yes, handball penalty called back. Dos Santos bumped the ball ahead with his arm, maybe even both arms, in which case, honestly, I think there should be some credit for the player, but alas, no such law, so this was an excellent use of video review. Moving to the 64th minute, score 1-1. Zlatan Ibrahimovic is yanked down by Kim Ki-hee and Sabiga points to the spot. It's not a bad call. Whenever the arms are out like that from the defender, it's grounds for a whistle, and Zlatan sells the crap out of it. But I wouldn't have made the call. Defenders use their arms. It's an implied part of the game, and there's always been some leniency for it. This, for me, is within the accepted leniency. Either way, Zlatan buries the PK and the game ends 2-2. Moving to Allianz Field next with Orlando in town. It's the 68th minute and the game scoreless. Iko Para brings down Nani, PK given straight away. For me, it's a good call. There's contact at the heel, there's contact at the hip, hints of dog so as well, but I think the angle of Nani's touch away from the goal keeps Iko Para safe. Nani converts the PK to give Orlando the lead. Late drama ensues. Minnesota equalized in the 92nd minute, so it's 1-1 in the 94th. Orlando drive into the box and the ball goes off Chase Gasper's arm. PK given. Orlando City SC have a chance to move above the playoff line. Hold on a sec though. Head referee Jair Marufo goes to the screen to double check and comes back and overrules the PK. Tesho Akindele was offside on the ball before the handball. So the handball is void. Free kick Minnesota going out. The game ends 1-1. Hopping over to Rio Tinto now. In the 25th minute, the score at zeros, Aaron Herrera gets called for a handball on the goal line. PK given, red card shown, but the young buck isn't worried. Baldomero Toledo gets a word in his ear, looks to the screen, comes back and overturns both the PK and the red card. The ball hit Herrera's stomach and chest, not his arm. Herrera is safe. For now, at least. Fast forwarding to the 62nd minute, Herrera brings down Carlos Vela in the box. Toledo gives the penalty and shows red for Dogso. For me, it's the right PK call. Herrera makes the tackle and doesn't get the ball, going through Vela in the attempt. Easy foul call. I wouldn't have given the red, however. If the player goes for the ball and Herrera goes for the ball, however hopeful, it should only be a caution and penalty. Harsh call in my opinion. Vela scores and LAFC win 2-0. Heading to Canada from Montreal and Dallas. It's 3-0 impact in the second half as the Cobra, Zdeněk Andrasic, pulls one back for Dallas. But let's freeze it just as Michael Barrios hits the shot. Maybe Andrasic's shoulder is beyond his defender. But also, maybe Daniel Lovitz at the top of the screen is the last defender and holding Andrasic onside. Ted Uncle takes a minute to discuss it with his VAR and decides to let the goal stand. You can't overrule for that. Dallas claw two more back to get the 3-3 draw. Swooping south to Columbus, hosting Toronto. 89th minute, Columbus lead 2-1. Chris Mavinga goes down on the edge of the box. The referee waves play on. What a call it is. Harrison Affle gets the tackle perfect and wins the ball into Mavinga. Mavinga isn't even asking for a penalty. He wants the corner kick. But you know a claim that lacks conviction when you see one. Toronto did get an equalizer anyway. Red Bulls hosting New England now. 1-0 Red Bulls in the 20th minute when Michael Mancian and Brian White collide. Chris Penso calls the foul on Mancian but does not give the card. I like both parts of the decision. It's a foul, and it's ugly, and thoughts go to Brian White, who had to leave the game, but it's not reckless or excessive. It's an unfortunate thing that happens in the game sometimes. Another close one down in Texas between Houston and Colorado. It's 1-0 Colorado in the 25th minute when Jack Price gets called for a foul for this challenge on Tomas Martinez. It's red card territory for sure, but Ismail Elfath opts for the yellow, and I think the only thing that saves Price from the red is the lack of force he uses in the challenge. Finishing up at SeatGeek Stadium with the Fire hosting Philadelphia. It's 1-0 Chicago in the 43rd minute when Aurelien Collin drags down CJ Sapong on the corner kick. Joseph Dickerson points to the spot immediately. It's an obvious penalty, and we're only showing you this because those Aurelien Collin, you're calling that on me? Faces are always excellent. Another big call a few minutes later. 2-0 after Nemanja Nikolic scored the penalty. Nico Gaitan goes for the type of pass you go for when you're up 2-0 at home, but it doesn't come off. Jamiro Montero is headed the other way, and Gaitan tackles him from behind. Dickerson calls the foul and takes a moment to assess before showing Gaitan a red card. For me, it's the right decision. Gaitan lunges with his studs into the back of Montero's leg. It's serious foul play for an excessive challenge. Off to Providence Park for Timbers hosting Atlanta United. The Five Stripes are up 1-0 at the end of the first half when P.T. Martinez is in on a breakaway, and here comes Bill Tuiloma. Tuiloma challenges for the ball, and P.T. goes down in the box. Armando Villarreal waves play on. For me, though, it should have been a penalty. Look at the spin of the ball. The spin doesn't change. That tells me that Tuiloma did not get the ball, and he only got PT. In my opinion, this should have been a penalty kick. That's it for Instant Replay. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week.